one of the hot button topics almost every year, shot clock for high school basketball. Mm-hmm. Is that something either one of you guys are in favor of? I mean, certainly there are a lot of issues if you bring in a shot clock. You got to bring in somebody to run it. All of a sudden, we know there's a shortage with officials, and if you're adding a third official to run the shot clock, or a fourth official to run a shot clock, that's just going to multiply those issues. Is it going to make the game better? Is it going to make the game worse? What's your opinions on the shot clock for high school ball?
First thing I think about is the logistics of it, like you said, because I've been the athletic director for a long time. Matt Parmley's going to kind of roll into that a little bit here. But just the logistics of it, getting volunteers and all those kind of things. I think it's probably coming, and I think if it does come, Lionel will be fine with it. Maybe somebody old school like me who likes to move the ball around a lot and is okay with taking a minute off the clock every once in a while. But kids don't play that way anymore either. So it's probably coming, and he'll do fine with it. I might not have done as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game is fast-paced now anyway, so I think that would kind of help that. It would also make coaches actually have to coach, especially when it comes down to the last couple minutes and the game is close. That shot clock is definitely a different dynamic of the game, and I think that it would add to. But, I mean, it's in college, and a lot of people that's preparing to play in college, I think it would help and help that the preparation for it.
But despite having a shot clock in the NBA and in college, we've seen scoring go down the last decade or so in basketball. Is that because of better coaching? Is that because of better defense? Or are guys just not fundamentally sound enough to make baskets as they used to?
I'll let you go on that one.
I think it does have something to do with the game changing. The five-man is different. Everybody puts the ball on the floor, which helps make the game faster. But I also think people shoot a lot more threes than they used to. Instead of getting the ball inside and getting quick, easy buckets, I think they shoot threes, and we all know that a layup percentage is higher than a three-point percentage. I think that has a little bit to do with the scoring. Outside of that, that was an excellent question, and you almost got me.
I do think people know how to teach defense now too, and with the three-point line, the mid-range jumper isn't something that most people have to defend anymore. You defend the three or the drive, and but everybody adjusts, and I think when kids are willing to get in the gym, they become great shooters, and if you have great shooters, then you score more points, and if you don't, then you don't.
Has the introduction of the three-point line been the biggest change in basketball in your time?
Probably, yeah, because and then everybody wants to run to the three-point line too, and so you might become a better shooter in one sense if you work really hard at it, but you also have to reteach a lot of things for younger kids who maybe have been allowed to run to the three-point line. I know that when we do our little kids camps and stuff like that, we teach a lot of form and a lot of those things that haven't been, that kids, they can't shoot from three when they're little. They have to shoot from inside to develop a great shot. So I know how I did it with my kids, and I told them, till they were in 6th or 7th grade, they weren't shooting a three. Kind of had a little back and forth every once in a while with them, but they came around. So,
Lionel, as you look to build upon this Warrior tradition, is getting into the elementary school, getting into those young kids, teaching those fundamentals early on, summer camps, that type of thing. Is that one of the ways that you need to improve on what the foundation has been built here?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you definitely have to start at a young age and kind of instill the rules and the style of play that we want to play here. And then actually make a program. I mean, once they're comfortable and they know what's expected, once they get to middle school and high school, then it becomes a lot better. Everybody's on the same page. We don't have to reteach. I mean, it's a smooth transition.
Dave, as you look back on your career, do you remember the wins, the losses, or do you remember the relationships more?
I think it's easy to say the relationships. Now, they would tell you that I remember a lot of like old games and films running through my head and things like that, but it's the relationships, and it's really the relationships that are built on Christ, and just what we were trying to do with them, really building off of what Coach Parm had done, but just really trying to exemplify Christ, make biblically based decisions, and do all the things that we've been teaching here for 53 years at school.